Biography 14, Al-Afghani, The Voice of Reform. Jamal al-Din al-Afghani, born around 1838, was a remarkable figure whose life left a lasting mark on the Muslim world of the 19th century. His birth name was Sayyid Muhammad ibn Safdar al-Hussein, though he is remembered by many titles such as al-Asadabadi, al-Kabuli, and al-Rumi. The exact place of his birth remains a matter of debate, with most evidence pointing to Asadabad in Persia, while he himself claimed Afghan origins. He lived in a period of deep political and cultural turmoil, when empires were crumbling, European colonial powers were rising, and Muslim societies were struggling to adapt. He died in Istanbul on March 9th, 1897, but his life story is one of movement, reform, controversy, and enduring influence. The world in which Al-Afghani grew up was one of transition and challenge. During the mid to late 19th century, the Muslim world faced great pressure from outside forces such as Britain, France, and Russia. These Western powers expanded their control through colonialism and trade dominance, while within the Islamic lands, rulers struggled with corruption, outdated systems, and political weakness. The Ottoman Empire, once powerful, was declining, and Persia and Egypt faced heavy foreign influence. For thinkers like Al-Afghani, these struggles were not only political but also moral and intellectual. He saw clearly that unity, reform, and knowledge were the only paths forward if the Muslim world was to stand against colonial domination and renew its own strength. His early years shaped his vision of the world. Born into a family of Sayyid lineage, he was introduced early to religious scholarship and intellectual debate. He received his first education at home in Asadabad before continuing his studies in Qazvin and Tehran. Later, he pursued advanced religious learning in the Shiite centers of Karbala and Najaf, where he encountered philosophy, theology, and different interpretations of Islam. These experiences gave him a broad view of religious thought and the ability to move between different traditions. His exposure to Arabic and Persian, as well as his knowledge of the wider Islamic world, gave him the tools to become a traveler, activist, and teacher who could communicate across cultures and societies. Throughout his life, Al-Afghani was more than a scholar. He was also a political activist and a reformer. He became a central figure in the development of Islamic modernism and Pan-Islamism, calling for Muslims to unite beyond national and sectarian divisions to resist colonialism. He wrote influential works such as Refutation of the Materialists, where he argued that faith and reason were not enemies, but could work together to strengthen society. His travels took him to India, the Ottoman Empire, Egypt, Persia, Russia, and Europe, where he debated, lectured, and published his ideas. He co-founded the journal Al-Urwa al-Wuthqa with his student Muhammad Abdu, spreading calls for reform and unity across the Muslim world. Many future leaders and thinkers, such as Rashid Rida and Saad Zaghloul, were influenced by his teaching and guidance. Al-Afghani's personality was as striking as his ideas. He was charismatic, eloquent, and adaptable, able to win audiences and inspire followers. He valued reason, education, justice, and tolerance, while opposing tyranny and blind fanaticism. His famous words, "I wish to replace arbitrariness with law, tyranny with justice, fanaticism with tolerance," captured his vision for reform. Some called him the wise man of the East, admiring his intellect and courage. Yet his shifting positions, depending on his context, also attracted criticism. To his supporters, he was a visionary reformer. To his detractors, he was an opportunist, a political manipulator, or even a secret radical. This tension between admiration and suspicion followed him throughout his career. The life of Al-Afghani was not without struggle and controversy. His political activism often brought him into conflict with rulers, leading to expulsions from Afghanistan, Egypt, Persia, and even Istanbul at different times. Conservative scholars accused him of being too radical, while political authorities feared his ability to stir dissent. One of the darkest controversies linked to him was the assassination of the Persian Shah Nasr al-Din in 1896, carried out by one of his followers, Mirza Reza Kermani. Though historians debate his role, the event further deepened the image of Al-Afghani as a dangerous agitator in the eyes of many governments. In his final years, he suffered from oral cancer and died in Istanbul, surrounded by mystery and suspicion. Despite the controversies, Al-Afghani's legacy remains powerful. He inspired reform movements in Egypt, Iran, and beyond, encouraging Muslims to reclaim dignity through education, unity, and political renewal. His ideas contributed to the growth of constitutional movements, anti-colonial resistance, and early nationalism in the Middle East. Institutions have been named after him, such as Syed Jamaluddin Afghani University in Afghanistan, and he was later reburied in Kabul as a national hero. Scholars like Nikki Keddie have studied his thought in depth, showing how his ideas continue to influence discussions about Islam and modernity today. He remains a symbol of resistance and intellectual courage in times of crisis. The symbols surrounding his life add to his mystique. His chosen name, Al-Afghani, itself became part of his identity, whether or not he was truly Afghan by birth. His role in publishing Al-Urwa al-Wuthqa became a symbol of Muslim unity, while his participation in Freemasonry in Egypt represented his use of new networks for spreading reform. Rumors of espionage, secret alliances, or hidden motives followed him, creating a sense of myth that surrounds his story. Yet beyond the legends, his importance lies in the courage to think differently, to challenge authority, and to dream of unity in a fragmented world. Today, Jamal al-Din al-Afghani is remembered not only as a thinker, but as a pioneer who shaped the way Muslims responded to modern challenges. His insistence that religion and reason could work together still resonates in debates about reform and modernization. His call for unity against oppression continues to inspire movements that seek dignity and justice. Above all, his life teaches the power of ideas, even when faced with exile, criticism, and illness. Al-Afghani's vision endured and influenced generations. His story reminds us that one individual, armed with knowledge and conviction, can shape the direction of history.